So there's nobody.
Hey everybody, it's Huey,
And David?
and today we're gonna do a live Q&A
On
session.
Instagram.
Live on IG right now, but also for our friends on YouTube.
Yeah, which is gonna be posted a bit later once we're traveling. So let's start.
Yeah.
And hopefully some people will have questions. Oh, my phone just died. So there's nobody. Does anyone have questions for us? Because we're doing a Q&A right now that we're gonna put on YouTube. So if you guys have any question for us, it's time to ask.
How can you even read? It's so hard for me.
I think
Maybe you need glasses.
You do need glasses because I can see perfectly.
But it's
how long have we been married? So we've been married for about 2 years.
Yep, so this June 20th would be 2 years.
Yeah. So we met each other through an app called Jacked.
Yeah. It was at a train station in Montreal.
Yeah. And how long we've been together? We've been together for 4 years soon.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. Oh, some people moving to Toronto. That's exciting.
What kind of accent do you speak? Well, I have a Vietnamese accent and David has a Quebecois
It's a
accent.
French accent. Don't say Quebecois. It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
In it, when we speak in English, yes, a little bit. Were you born in Vietnam?
Yes, I was.
You can look there too.
Oh, this is confusing. The first place that we went on a date was a Japanese restaurant. I forgot what it was called.
Oh yeah, you know when they actually cook in front of you? That's basically,
Yeah,
yeah, and
with the big grill in front of you.
yeah.
Am I able to read, write, speak Vietnamese? Yes.
He was born in Vietnam and he grew there until he was 13.
David also speak Vietnamese as well. Can you say something? How to say hello in Vietnamese?
I don't remember. I know how to say good night, which is Ngong Ngan, or something like
How
that.
to say I love you in Vietnamese?
N-U-M. Is that it?
It's close enough.
Are you married? Yes, obviously. That's why we fight a lot like that.
Please kiss each other.
Yeah, so this is a Q&A for YouTube. It's not a soft porn.
You can give me a kiss.
A peek? That's what's cheap.
How long before we're married?
Well, he proposed really quickly. Can
Well,
we say
but
that?
it was not until like a year later that we got engaged very quickly, but we didn't get married until like a year later. So what am I drinking? I'm drinking beer. I forgot which one. Saison? Something like
A
that?
saison.
Saison?
It's a French beer.
Is it though?
I don't know, but the name is French. Have you ever had any discrimination by interracial marriage? Yeah.
Yeah,
we
for
had
sure.
some weird comment, like people would say, like, why you marry an Asian guy, or like stuff like that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, it's you know what the funny thing is, like we have like a couple encounters in real life, but most of the discrimination we get is actually from online,
Yeah,
mostly
that's
on IG or YouTube or whatever.
true. People would message either one of us and just say nasty things about the other.
I'm not Asian. This one is Asian.
I'm actually mixed. From-
Actually, David is 1/8 native.
Yeah.
Well, native Canadian,
well,
Native American.
It's native, I guess. How important is it for couples to tell each other about their sexual needs
or desires.
Well, this is super important because it's a big part of a relationship. Sexuality is, it's how you commune together.
Communicate.
That's how we commute. With
Well, yeah,
sex.
it's not just like your sexual needs or desire. That's really important, but like any form of communications, like anything at all, I feel like communication is like the number one thing. Like you need to communicate, like, cause you know, like, it's the other person, it's not you. It doesn't matter if they really know who you are. They cannot be guessing the right stuff all the time, right? So you need to tell them sometimes.
Exactly. I'm not sure what that means, but I think he's asking for if we're planning to go back to Thailand.
We want to too, hopefully soon. We love Thailand.
Yes.
Bangkok was amazing. Do you guys have an open relationship?
No.
No, we don't. Well, there's nothing against open relationship, and like there's people that has it and happy with it.
Yeah.
Then
It's just not for us.
Yeah.
So some people get along perfectly with that in their life, and that's good for them. If it works, but not for us.
did you speak to each other's parents before proposing?
No, we didn't go the classic way. Actually, your mom didn't know I was existent.
No, she did.
She did?
Well, just the thing is, yeah, come on, she did. It's just my mom was not okay with us at the time, so she kind of had this attitude that, yeah, don't like ever freaking invite me to your wedding.
And
kind
he
of thing.
didn't ask my parents because they just live really far. So even though they're super okay with it, was it a big ceremony or city hall? We actually went to city hall and we had a small ceremony after that.
Not ceremony.
I don't know.
Reception.
Yeah, reception. I always mix up the two.
So David, how about your parents? How did your parents respond to you marrying an Asian guy?
So my parents are actually the most open-minded people. They're not racist at all. So for them, white, black, Asian, doesn't matter. They just, as long as I was happy.
Yeah.
That was basically the only concern they had.
Yeah, David's parents is actually really cool. Like, they are one of the best people I've ever met. Super funny, very open, very loving as well.
How did you get your mom to accept it eventually?
So it's, you know, like the thing is, like, at first I just like had this really hostile situation with her, and I kind of gave up on it, but then I found out later that you kind of just have to give her time. You know, like, to some people who's been culturally growing up not exposed to homosexuality, it takes them a while. You can't expect your parents to just like be happy and be okay with it right away, right? Some people are like that, but if they're not, the only best thing you could do is, you know, just keep talking to them and give them time to process it. For my mom, it took her about like a year or so.
Something like that.
But then one day she just kind of turned around and be like, you know what, you are my son no matter what, so I'm happy for you. Because at this point, I think she kind of realized that she has a choice to make. Either make this relationship work or we're gonna drift apart. And I guess our relationship was important enough to her to try, so she did.
I am planning to come out soon to my parents. How did you know you were ready to come out to your family? For me, it was just, I was bullied and everything, and I was just tired of fighting alone, I guess. So I decided to I first told my mom, then she told my dad. And they accepted pretty quickly, actually. So I was one of the lucky person.
Yeah.
And for Yui, I kind of pushed him to do it.
Well, yeah. Cause like coming out to my mom, like I knew it was gonna be really hard because I know how she is. She's very traditional. But I'm happy that David pushed me to do it because, you know, like, she needed time, and I'm happy that we gave her that time to process, and, you know, a chance to like kind of turn around. Because but like, I know like it's really hard for some people, but believe me when I said this, it's
a big weight off your
It feels like, yeah, it feels like a world of difference after you've done it. No matter what the outcome is, it feels so much different. Like, you feel like you don't have to live like a lie anymore, and it's yeah, like, no matter what was the outcome at the beginning, it's liberating. Let's put it that way.
Talk about freedom.
You know what, like, a lot of people say that, you know, like, forget about your entire relatives, they don't matter, whatever, which is like in reality that's not true. Like you go to family functions and you know your parents talk to you, your relative a lot, and they do matter and their opinions matter. For me, I was really lucky because like a lot of my relatives, my cousins, my aunts, they all spoke to my mom, and they kind of like, you know, like gave her the positive spin on this whole thing. So you know, like I'm very lucky in that sense. So that worked out in the end.
Totally. And someone said they were forced to come out, and I don't think forcing is a thing we should do. I just think we should encourage someone to come out because, like I said, it's really liberating. Yeah.
So yeah, like you could push and just like encourage people to come out, but at the end of the day, it's up to them, right? It's their comfort zone, whether they choose to step out of it or not. Just like a lot of encouragement and you know, like just like a little push in the right direction, because some people like they would live their entire life not coming out and they kind of regret it in the end when they're like 50, 60 years old. So I guess like the earlier you do it, the better. Because think about it, like even if you don't get that positive, you know, reaction at first, the earlier you come out, the more time that you're giving your family and friends time to process and turn around. And like people say, time can heal everything. But then the thing is like, don't give up trying to keep that, you know, communication going, because a lot of people, they let like pride and they let stuff get in the way and relationship eventually fade. But if you keep trying, time and effort could heal everything. After you told your mom, how long did it take for you to be publicly, openly gay? Well, it was the other way around. I was already publicly, openly gay. Like I was out to all my friends and to the public. It's just not my mom. And that works because she was living in a different city. She lives in Houston in the US, and I live here in Toronto, Canada. So that was an issue. But I was out to my friends and to everybody else way before my mom.